All right.
I'm Jessie.
And I'm Irv.
And this is the warm-up video. So normally we start with, say, 25 to 35 jumping jacks, which I'm not going to demonstrate, and about 15 push-ups. And for those who are maybe a little shy to do push-ups, we just say the best that you can do is the best that you can do. So after that we do our stretches, and we've got this one for arms. And this, we're just going to do this fast because I've already done this. And then this one is good for shoulders, for the front. So you want to push down through your hands. And then the reverse is this. And then for sometimes people are really flexible, so if this is too easy, you can pop it up here, and if that's too easy, you can fold in half. If anyone does yoga, I don't know. Let's see, we've got also the usual hamstring stretch to the toes, and the V leads to nose. And we've got quadricep stretch. I hope I'm not talking too fast. And as far as auxiliary arms, stretchy things, we've got the noodly arms, which is keep your arms as loose as you can and just turn. And this has to do with letting gravity do most of the work when you're hitting the drum. So you want to not hit each other or surrounding furniture, because especially in small practice spaces, that is a hazard. We also have the usual arm circles. And then the fun taiko version of this is to have one arm going in the opposite direction of the other arm and try to keep the timing the same. This keeps you thinking so that you can move your arms independently for stuff like choreography. We also have, this is helping with your forearm muscles. You make a fist first with your thumb on the inside of the fist. You open your hand and then you make a fist with your thumb on the outside. And then you try to do this as quickly as you can, so it'll be inside, outside, 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 inside, outside. So we usually do about 10 of these in the front, and then 10 to the side, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then wrist stretches, which is you can keep your, don't lock at your elbow, but bring your hand back. Should stretch all the way here or down here. And then you switch your hand down. These are also really good to do in the middle of practice when people's arms get tired. Then you swap it out. Any other helpful ones? No, if I think of others, I'll add them in. Okay, so as far as form goes, we usually then go over basic things or ask the other taiko group members to sort of review the technique. So playing these in the style that I have been instructed in, you want to have your feet about shoulder width apart, and you want to, and this is very helpful, take your bachi, your drumsticks, put them on your hip bones, and sink yourself as low as your drum head, which for someone who's really tall like Irv is requiring a little bit more physical strength than, say, someone who's a little bit shorter like I am. So we'll have one foot a little bit further forward than the other, and generally you might put your left foot forward if you're right-handed, but you can use either foot, or you can swap feet while you're playing, but that takes maybe a little bit more practice to do without screwing up the song. So we want to have our hips pointing at the front of our drum. We don't want to be facing this way because then we're wasting energy. And we want to be playing the very center of our drum, not sort of here, which is a structurally weak point. And when we play what we call kata hits, we always want to play the side here and not the bolt, because that's another structurally weak point. So to play the center of our drum, we want to have our shoulders down and open and sink through the knees and into the feet and not do the whole bend over thing. And make it so that your arms are straight but not locked out so you're so far away like this, or so close that your elbows are sort of hanging out somewhere in your ribcage. And when we play and we bring our arms up, we want to keep our stick straight up. We don't want to turn it sideways. In this place, thinking of poking up the ceiling tiles is a really good way of thinking about it. And as we bring our arm down, we lead with the elbow, so it ends up being elbow, 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 wrist. And the stick stays almost completely straight up as you come down. And it's only when you come down at the very bottom that you actually hit the drum, and you actually are catching the hit. You're not just letting it rattle across the top of the drum, and maybe all of you already know this. So Another thing that can often happen is when people bring their arms up, they pick up their shoulder. So if you have people coming out of practice with really, really sore shoulders, take the bachi, and if you notice that there's a bachi between your shoulder and your neck and they're touching, probably picking up your shoulder. So you want to keep that down. So again, up and down. Did I cover everything?
I think so.
Oh, and holding them, yeah. So the way that I've been taught is you want to hold about an inch up from the bottom and keep most of your tension in the top 3 fingers so that you have some looseness with your bottom 2. This is what I call a fist grip. Some places they'll play with their thumb up, but this is the way I know. So when we do our warm-ups, usually we'll start off with a slower rhythm and then we'll sort of get faster as we go. So the first one usually starts off with something like 1, 2, 3, 4, hup, and then the hup is the strike. And you take that entire time of the count to bring your arm back up. So it's not up here. You're taking that entire time to bring your arm up. And this creates a really good foundation for something like the introduction to our video where we're actually timing raising our arms as we're going to that very slow beat. So when you do it in practice, it looks something like this. So you'll so 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then usually when I finish a section, I'll clap the sticks together to get everyone's attention. Who's ever leading this, if you don't have the little shimedaiko, the little drums to play the G on, usually playing the backbeat, the G, like this, can keep everyone together. And then you go 1, 2, 3, 4, hop, 2, 3, 4. And that sound of the sticks striking together is loud enough and high-pitched enough to penetrate whatever, if you're playing one of these or one of these. So we'll do that until maybe everyone can get the sound together. This warm-up maybe should take maybe 10 to 15 minutes. I'm explaining everything, so obviously it's taking me a lot longer now. So the next one is a little bit faster, and this one can be very, very tiring on the shoulders, and therefore is very good strength training. And we usually do it till someone complains that they're sore. So it's a 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So things that can really happen when you start to get faster is you get the robot arms up. Not good. And you get the this. That's not good either. I don't know what you want to call that. Wind up toy soldier or something. So things to look out for, and also picking up shoulders really, really high. That's where pain can come from. And then we have the slightly faster rhythm is looking like this. Here is the key eyes that we do. We usually go around in a circle of everyone in the group, and we'll do sort of some of the more traditional taiko yells like sore, kore, left side, hyo, kya, and things that people know from martial arts. We'll go around, we'll do everyone's names. The person leading will usually initiate, and then the others will repeat back. Then we'll sort of go around the circle, we'll do everyone's names. So I would be like, Arf!
Jesse!
Something like that, but maybe slightly less stage. So we'll do key eyes, and we'll let people make up things. For whatever reason in Boston, potting is really, really popular. So that really helps get everyone's spirit up. One other thing that we do is when people have trouble focusing, and when they cannot play together, is we bang on the drums and yell as loud as we can, which Earth and I will demonstrate for maybe 3.5 seconds. Ready? Oh, and you really want to go for red face at the end. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. So that, but a bit longer, and until everyone starts giggling because they realize they haven't breathed, or something like that. So that's where we start, and when we're learning a song, we'll do what we call passing the rhythm back and forth. So let's say we had... everyone will go around to do that small segment of the song, and sometimes people don't understand, but watching each other person hear it And having that chance to solo is a really good confidence builder, and it helps build group unity. We also rotate as we go through different parts of the practice so that different people can play on different instruments and familiarize themselves that way. Anything else, Rose?
I think that's it.
Okay.